away from the reality of life. The native becomes less practical and more emotional. In certain cases, the native is prone to daydreaming. Overall displacement reduces the sharpness of mercury, and hence the native may end up making many wrong decisions in life, decisions that are based on emotions and assumptions and not on the facts. The retrograde Mercury in 10th house. Native with the retrograde Mercury in 10th house is very much interested in doing business, but he struggles in the beginning. This Mercury has the potential to bring success in business, but late in life. Native is very professional by nature and does everything in a professional manner. Senior executives with this placement are more inclined towards taking certain unusual decisions at workplace. CEOs or COOs with this placement try to bring unique ideas and policies that are disruptive by nature. In simple words, many disruptive leaders are born with this placement. These natives are ordinary people making extraordinary decisions. And it is this courage of making extraordinary decisions is what makes them extraordinary people. Always remember, disruptive change requires a new type of strategic leadership. If you have got a boss whose retrograde Mercury is in the 10th house, then you are in for many surprises because such a boss is constantly trying to bring many disruptive changes that can give way to new ideas, new developments, and new innovations within the organization. Overall, this is a great placement for those who want to make a career in management, in news media, or in the IT industry. Retrograde Mercury in 11th house. Native with the retrograde Mercury in 11th house has the talent of reaching out to a large section of people and many also become great social media stars while some are good at making a certain topic viral on the social. Native with this placement has all kinds of odd traits and such a person does extremely well in economics, finances, and also in the news media or in the grammar industry. Native with this placement does well in social media. These fellows are friendly by nature. They are like a puzzle who always follows something. Basically, sweet fellows in a troubled world. Money looks good with this placement. Generally, people with this placement are blessed with a continuous flow of income. Liquidity is more, and the person never falls short of money. Depending on the quality of the horoscope, the income may vary, but generally such a native is never deprived of money. Money continues to flow in his life. This is a good placement for stockbrokers and retail businessmen. Many friends and attraction towards the opposite sex is very much with this placement. If you have a girlfriend or if you have a boyfriend with this placement, then you should be careful because native with this placement usually end up having multiple relationships in life. In some cases, more than one marriage and more than one source of income is also promised. Retrograde Mercury in 12th house. Native with a retrograde Mercury in 12th house is a person who seems to belong to a different world. His ideas and his thought process is very much different from the people in this circle. What he thinks and what he perceives is something that the common man cannot understand. Great thinkers, great thought leaders are born with his blessing. Good strategists Great policy makers and great architects are born with this placement. However, for this placement to fructify to its best, the overall horoscope should be of good quality. Otherwise, this placement is wasted and the person becomes a loser and a failure in all that he undertakes. Deep interest in spirituality, in meditation, is seen with this placement. Some natives also belong to a certain lineage of a spiritual sect. This is a good placement for those who wish to operate the world from behind the curtain, meaning they don't wish to become the king, rather they wish to become the kingmaker. They are the movers and shakers. This is a placement that can be put to many great scientists and innovators who become instrumental in bringing a certain revolution in the society. Overall, this is a very high level placement, and if the native is an evolving or if the native is an evolved soul, then this placement can bring many wonders in his life, many spiritual experiences, and it can also benefit the society at large. Good doctors are also born with this placement. Unconventional way of life is what is native life. They are the most modern and evaluate every situation in a scientific way. To them, science is more appealing than orthodox thought and superstition. Overall, the retrograde Mercury manifests its results based on the quality of the horoscope. One of the most negative outcomes of the retrograde Mercury is that the native is doubtful by nature. Doubt is death. When you doubt, you lose opportunities. And when you lose opportunities, you remain where you are. Growth is denied, and you end up living a middle class life. It may happen that you will come across a great spiritual master, but because of your doubtful nature, you will simply lose the opportunity, the golden opportunity of receiving his blessing. That reminds me of a beautiful story. Once it a king was very much interested in a young man who always remained underneath the tree, getting silently. Every night the king passed around the city in disguise to see whether everything was right or not. He always found that young man sitting like a statue, without any movement. Finally, he could not contain his curiosity. He stopped his horse and he said, young man, forgive me for disturbing your meditation. The young man opened his eyes and he said, there is no need for any apology because I am not meditating. I am meditation. Nobody can disturb me. But whatever your curiosity is, please fulfill it. The king said, I would love you to come to my palace. I will take care of you. There is no need to sit under this tree, seeing you so silently, like the ancient story of Buddha. I have fallen in love with your silence, your patience, your utter undisturbance. I invite you to come with me to my palace. I am the king. This is how the cunning mind functions. The king asks the young man to come to his palace, inviting him, but deep down his unconscious, he wants him not to accept his invitation because that will mean he is still desirous of luxury and palaces. But the young man simply stood up and he said, I am coming. Immediately the whole scene changed. The mind of the king was thinking, what have I done? This man is still interested in the luxuries of a palace, being the guest of a king. This is not a great thing.